Welcome to it. We're back. We have limited time today. We're gonna haul ass through this process. I gotta hit the road in a second. I've been doing a lot of stand up as of lately. I know I've talked about stand up on this podcast before, and I'm gonna get to it. But when I get back to making an episode about it, it's gonna be a lot longer. Not a lot longer. We're still doing around 10 minutes. This is going to stay around a 10-minute show. This is a crazy start. We're not addressing baseball at all in this first minute as I'm watching this go by. We will get there quickly, I promise. But long story short, a lot of stand up has been being done, and I'm so far I've been lucky enough to where now I have no choice but to take the shit seriously now. So that's why the podcast is slacked as of the last couple weeks. For about 2 weeks since the last episode. I've had about 1,000,000 predictions as far as consistent uploading, but I can tell you firmly in the season 3 finale, yes, this podcast has seasons. Episode 74 is the finale of season 3. In my head, the seasons are 25 episodes. Actually, dude, that's tough. I'm pretty sure this is the season 3 finale. Where's my little cheat sheet? Okay, hold on. This is the second to last one of season 3. The Mitch Randall's episode is actually the finale of season 3. Jesus Christ. This is my podcast. Anyway, this will be a Friday show going forward. I've got a fucking website now at themoosemedia.net. I hope I give you a reason to come back to it because it's not just a fucking resume website. I want to have it be, updated with stuff that I'm writing, stuff that I'm doing, just whatever the hell. Like the structure, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about on there, and it'll forever be a work in progress as I add more stuff to it and kind of build it. But it's functioning and it looks nice. So there you go. Long story short, I'm lucky enough now to where I have to take it seriously. There's quite the road ahead, quite the road. But I've always said this podcast will stick around, and I know this podcast has been a big part of me, being able to get on stage and all that. You get used to talking about, just whatever the fuck you want. And I think it definitely helped. And I've always, this project, I've been very tied to it. Married's a little extreme. We won't say that. It's just a podcast that I'm inconsistent with. But from here on out, man, we're getting after it. We'll be doing it. But anyway, man, I had to throw that out there. I guess that was the first thing on my mind. How the fuck do you ruin baseball, though? How about you tell me that? There's a lot of ways to ruin baseball. I saw that Rob Manfred said there was a lot of buzz around a certain possible rule during the winter meetings. Now, a lot of buzz can mean absolutely anything. But in this case, he was referring to what is called the golden at-bat rule, which is pretty much the reason for this episode's existence, because when I saw what this rule was, I had full confidence that this would be the way to ruin baseball. And that is because where that comes from, where I feel so firmly about that, it is the literal foundation of the game, to where I haven't even explained the rule yet, but it is the literal foundation of the game, because the golden at bat rule says that one time per game you can take somebody from anywhere in the lineup, anywhere in the lineup. You can take them and you can have them hit immediately, no matter what. And that would just be like a new thing. Like, oh, anytime during a game, you got one, you can throw whoever up there. Doesn't matter. Did they just hit? Fuck it. Put them back up. You could do that. Like it's the literal foundation of the game, like how you can move players, how you can substitute players in the lineup. Like if you take a player out of the game, he stays out of the game. He doesn't go back. I've had to explain that to people, which is fair. In football, you just go back in. It doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, baseball, you get substituted out, dude. You're subbed out. So there would just be a rule that destroys the absolute foundation of what that would be, I guess. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Get fired up, guys. No, I'm kidding. If it happened, I would be absolutely fucking shocked. There's no way. I was just shocked that the guy in charge was like, "Hey, this rule. Let me tell you guys about this possibility. Baseball has existed since, did I write it down? It was the 1800s. I know that. I wrote down for umpires though, and we can get into this here. Another way to ruin baseball, I believe, if you lose the home plate umpire, I feel like you could ruin baseball. There's a certain human aspect of that detail of the game that I feel like is a big deal. And they're doing that ABS ball strike challenge thing in spring training this year, and it's like fine, you can challenge calls. Like I'm sure the technology is pretty good. Who am I to actually know? But it's an obvious challenge to current umpires. You could take that as like the first step of them being like, fizzled out. It's like, okay, this is step one. Like we're trying this in spring training, in Major League Baseball sprained ankle training. Jesus Christ, in Major League Baseball sprained ankle training, they are trying it. Also, there's a case that would ruin the foundation of baseball, taking away umpires, because what I wrote down, umpires have existed. 1871, I believe, was the first game of an umpire. So I hope that's right. Feel free to fucking comment. Also, I made an Instagram for the podcast, so there's nothing on it yet, but there will be. So it's at the Bullpen Podcast. It's there. Get excited. There's nothing on it. There will be stuff though. That's exciting. So anyway, wow, shameless Instagram plug. That's embarrassing. So anyway, yeah, if I was wrong about that, just go comment over there. Go tell me to go fuck myself or whatever. That's fine. I always say that about the facts, because it's like this is a very loose show. So it's like when I try to present facts, like if I feel 100,000% good about it, like I won't say that after, but I wrote this outline about a week ago, and I wrote 1871 and 1876, but next to 1871 it says first game, so that's where that came from. I bet you're happy you got all that exposition. That's good. So, I mean, getting rid of umpires, getting rid of that, because the back and forth between the catcher and the umpire, the batter and the umpire, the pitcher and the umpire, like it's part of the game, and it's literally been a part of the game since the game existed. So that's another challenge to the foundation of baseball that is a lot closer than this fucking golden at bat rule, which if it ever happens, good lord. I mean, if I don't want to be this dramatic, but that would potentially get me less interested in watching my favorite sport if I just knew that there was a secret fuck you parrot out of a hat. Parrot out of a hat? A parrot out of a hat that you can just pull out and use whenever. And then this keeping score, the scorebooks alone would just be an absolute monstrosity. And that I feel like there's just no shot. I think the commissioner just like saying shit, that's fine. Also, I think he cut out of a deal. Yeah, he didn't re-sign a deal with like ESPN or something, because he's like, fuck you, you're not you don't give baseball enough attention. So that's actually a W for Big Manfred, I suppose. I do have to give him that, because that seemed like an overall positive. I like baseball on ESPN, but they do not talk about it. They do not. I don't think they do a lot. I still use ESPN for a lot of baseball shit, fantasy baseball, whatever the fuck. But that's I don't know. You ever just lose your train of thought? Never, absolutely not. Anyway, uh, what else did I wrote down? I also wrote down the Dodgers. I guess the way the Dodgers are spending money, there's a good possibility of them ruining the foundation of baseball by buying a team. I guess that's a common thought nowadays. Not crazy. And I also wrote down not spending money, the Oakland A's kind of way, where you don't put a team together and then leave. So, well, that was cool. I'm gonna get out of here now, guys. This was fun. Uh, Check out the next episode, number 75, Mitch Randall's. It's a fun one. It's another guest episode. Always a reason to get fucking excited around here. That's pretty cool. It was a great talk. Big dog Mitch Randall's from Bloomington. Known him for a long time. We had a good talk. We like a lot of the same shit, and so we had fun. Good shit in there. If you have not yet, feel free to give me some kind of rating on Spotify, Apple, whatever the hell. Again, I plugged plenty of shit through this episode, so sorry you had to hear that. As always, this will be on Friday. I will eventually make an episode catching up on how all the stand-up's been going. That'll be fun to talk about. It's just eating up a lot of time lately, but I'm very, very excited, very lucky about that. So, fuck yeah, enjoy your weekend, do something dumb. Bow, 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 goodbye.